So, as a very particular YouTuber would say, I respect you, I love you, I appreciate you. Shout out to my boy C-Jax in the building, in the house. And I want to say this. I respect John Cena. He's awesome. He put in the work, right? I really don't have anything bad to say about him as a person, right? And you're like, why? Because he was there wrestling, cutting promos. He was there for several years, sorry, decades, if I'm not mistaken. And it was sick. The fact that you could see someone that's working so hard, that really has a passion, has a love for the business, that you can tell that he's very emotional about it, that he cries, he smiles, and he's really genuine. I respect that. And I would like to thank Cena for everything. However, as I said in the Nick Fuentes video, I like being fair. And I can't really lie to you and tell you that I always liked John Cena, or that I always respected him, or that I was a fan of him, like C-Jax. Again, shout out to my boy. I guess he won't really like my other videos, but at the end of the day, I don't think I'm that extreme. I should say the truth, sadly. And I say sadly because people get triggered by the truth. Anywho, I never liked him as a wrestler. And it's the fault of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He tried to make him Superman. Oh, see, nation, the children. I love the children. I will never give up. I will never quit. For me, like, I get it. Like, I understand, oh, the message is really awesome. And oh my God. But also, how do I put it? It's really cringe the way it was presented. It wasn't really, it didn't really strike anything to me. I didn't feel surprised or hyped or amazed or just happy, or I didn't feel any way in particular about a guy that's overpowered, that's basically a Gary Stu, never loses, right? Almost never loses clean in wrestling terms. He never taps out except for Gunther, right? This fucking jobber made him tap out. This fucking nobody that basically hates wrestling and just goes through the motions and doesn't really love or has passion for his job. He's not really grateful for what he has. Sorry, and he gets handed everything in like a diamond platter, which I find disgusting. And the thing is, my favorite wrestler was Triple H, Paul Levesque, but nowadays I don't really. Stone Cold. Let's just go with Stone Cold and call it a day because he's been destroying wrestling so much that I can't really respect him anymore. No, or respect you know, no, none of that. I don't respect the guy. I know that C-Jax is like a big fan of John Cena, one of the biggest John Cena fans ever. He went to see his last match. Hopefully, it's really his last match and he doesn't get hurt or doesn't really get greedy like The Undertaker when he was fighting Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. You know how that went. They almost killed each other in Minecraft, right, while wrestling. It was a very sad thing to see. But I I'm not gonna say, oh, it's because of Triple H that John Cena wasn't utilized properly. Like they didn't capitalize on his potential. No, it was both Vince McMahon's fault and Triple H's fault. Right? He could have been so much more. He could have been turned heel while Vince McMahon was in the building. And I'm gonna admit it, I say Binks, Vincent Kennedy McMahon is way better at booking at everything than Triple H. If it wasn't for Vince, wrestling wouldn't even be a thing. Like literally, Hulk Hogan, rest in peace, like blessings to him and his family. All those legends created by him, basically. If you think about it, he was the one who made wrestling something mainstream. The Rock, all that. Austin 316 just kicked your ass. Even though what happened at the King of the Ring when Austin like gave that amazing epic speech, right? That I just mentioned, he wasn't supposed to win that. He wasn't supposed to be there, but stuff happened and he ended up being the replacement. And look at what happened. A happy accident, if I may say so myself. I am very angry at the fact that, yeah, John Cena did have an amazing career, but as I repeated, or as I said before, no one really saw his potential, his true potential. He didn't achieve like the things that he deserved to achieve, in my opinion. He deserved way more because he was there day after day after day putting in the work. You can call him a nepo baby or whatever, or you can call him like, oh, he had favoritism. You can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, he was there, and he got injured and a lot of stuff. I can't blame the guy. I really can't blame the guy sorry, another brain fart, for going to Hollywood. It was Shinsuke Nakamura's fault, for example. He botched a suplex and almost killed John Cena in Minecraft, right? And I'm gonna say some very rough words, so prepare yourself. This video, I don't know. Anyway, and I hate that guy. He's a jobber. He sucks, and I don't really want to talk about him anymore. Um, he had a really like the problem with Triple H is that, as everyone says and everyone already knows, he's only doing things for shock value. He made John Cena turn heel. For what? For what? At the end of the day, you made him turn heel, and then nothing happened. Like you were not prepared for what happens afterwards. Like he just turns heel, and then what? And then what happens? Right? So it was really stupid, in my opinion. He didn't plan things in advance. You just, oh my god, I'm gonna do something that's gonna have people talking and it's gonna be trending on Twitter, right? But what's gonna happen afterwards? What's the middle of the story? What's the ending? What's the payback? What's the like whatever? Anything? Nothing. Nothing happens. And I think one of the problems with Triple H overall is that he got really comfortable. He's a nepo baby. He's a nepo baby, right? You can call Triple H a different type of nepo baby. You can call Vince a nepo baby, but at the end of the day, he actually put in the work. He's not his dad. He's someone else. He's a different person who did different things. And yes, his dad. Because here's the thing about Vince. His dad was struggling. He was losing businesses left and right, money, everything. He he left his legacy to Vince, right? And then Vince just did what he had to do. He made sure that we had an attitude era, a ruthless aggression era. We had many great moments, you know, the whole Hogan era, you know, eat your vegetable, kids, and whatever, go to school. Who cares? I don't really remember. Again, blessings to Hulk Hogan, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Period. I don't care what people say about him. Yeah, he said nigga, so what? So what? He's not a racist. And he told you that he said nigga to his friends and all that. And yeah, oh, he was saying this and that. Why are we like this? Really? You can say that the man was egotistical and all that, but he wasn't like a white supremacist or a racist or anything of that sort. He had many people that loved him, many friends, and I believe that we should respect the dead. I don't go out there making videos mocking the dead. I don't do that because that's too low. That's not funny. There comes a point where you have to respect, others people, like families and all that, and you have to respect them as a whole. Respect the dead, okay? Even the people who did like horrible things, like you can be like, okay, well that happened, but don't be like, oh, celebrating because there's nothing good that comes from celebrating the dead. Look at what happened with Charlie Kirk, right? People who were like, I'm not even gonna go into that. Just remember what I said. Never celebrate, never advocate for violence. Just try to be peaceful. I can say things. I say a lot of things that are very, how do I put it, edgy or whatever you want to call it. But I never try to hurt people or to mess with people. I will actually tell my audience, don't go out there harassing anyone that I talk about. Leave them be, whatever. I talk about them. I'm the one who's gonna like roast them. Leave it to me. Don't go out there trying to do whatever or like doxing people or hurting people. Just mind your own business, right? You want to if you really listen, if you feel a certain way about a certain person, make a video about it. You can make a video about it. You make a video about it and it's all fine. It's all fine and dandy. You want to say whatever, like whatever, like, go wild, go wild. You want to say anything about someone that he sucks, that he's a retard, that he's blah 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 blah. Go ahead. I do that, so why wouldn't you? I'm not a hypocrite. I stopped caring about wrestling after Cody Rhodes won the WWE title. Everything was amazing. Everything, yeah, it was again another accident, another thing that came out of nowhere for shock value. Triple H with his booking decisions. After that, I really stopped caring. I didn't care anymore because I saw that I was hyped at that moment. You know, oh my God, The Undertaker is back. Oh my God, Roman Reigns, what's gonna happen? Oh, the final boss. Like, it was really good. Like, legit. The world building, the story, everything was amazing. Edgy, cool. Oh my God, The Rock being super, like, a badass. I love The Rock, by the way, too. I know he's egotistical. Like, he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Again, another Nepo baby. But can we really call him a Nepo baby? Like, his career had nothing to do with his dad. He didn't get where he was because of his dad. He got where he was because he reinvented himself. He adapted. He had charisma. He had amazing catchphrases, right? Like, know your role and shut your mouth. He was awesome. Larger than life. Like Hulk Hogan, like John Cena, like The Rock. I I know that uh, what I said before about Triple H getting comfortable because he's rich, because his family is gonna be well off for generations and generations. He doesn't really care. He doesn't put in the effort because imagine if you had billions of dollars in your bank account, right? And you had to run a business. And you're kind of stupid and you're kind of cocky and egotistical. So people either like what you like or what you're like creating for them, the product, the entertainment. Or if they don't, who cares? Like, you're rich. You're set. You don't really need to make more money. And you may argue, well, but he's a rich person, so rich people actually like to live in luxury and they spend millions and millions. You have any idea how much money he has? Like, how much money, how many deals with the Saudi he's making? Like, he said, he only cares about money. That's my issue. He only cares about money. He doesn't care about the audience. He doesn't care about you or me or CJax or anyone. Truly, truly, that's the truth. That's why I don't respect him anymore. He doesn't care about us, the people that made WWE what it is today, that made the product, the fans. The fans are everything, honestly. Without fans, you're basically nothing. You don't exist. You can make the most amazing product of all time, but if you don't respect your audience, you don't cater to your audience, you're never gonna get anywhere. You think Vince didn't know when he was working on the Attitude Era with Vince Russo and all those legends? You think he didn't know that he had to make something that the audience loved? You think he didn't know that the wrestling audience loved WCW and the NWO, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, another legend, blessings? You think he didn't know that he had to do edgy things and bring out sexy divas and all that? Oh my God, do amazing extreme, like have wear wrestlers curse and all that and middle finger and be edgy and be badasses. Do you think he didn't like realize that? He set away his ego and he adapted. He changed the product. He molded the product, the wrestling product, the show, the entertainment itself. And he because at the end of the day, you either adapt or you die in life. You had to adapt with what's modern, with what's new, with what's hip. Sorry, I'm I'm having trouble speaking. You had to understand what people like right now, like at this very day right now. You can't do the same thing forever and expect people to just eat it up. You had to always come up with new, fresh ideas, new storylines, new like plots, new like wrestling moves, and all this and all that, new amazing matches and whatever, right? New amazing heels and baby faces, and you had to listen to your audience. The main thing is that you had to listen to your audience. And you're like, what do you mean? Triple H doesn't really care about his audience. He should push LA Knight. I said it before. I'm not a hypocrite. I said it in my video. And Cody Rhodes, the problem with Cody Rhodes is that Triple H has this vision about him, and he doesn't really know what he could do with Cody Rhodes, what Cody Rhodes is capable of. He just thinks that, oh, I love the children. Oh, shout out to the Smart Busters, by the way. They are the ones who say the YouTube channel is there. Also, shout out to Wrestling Jesus. I mimic him a lot in the videos because I respect the guy. I love the guy. My favorite YouTuber of all time, a wrestling reviewer, aka Cedric. But going back to my point, and I guess I'll change point right now just because I think it is interesting. Going back to Gunther, Gunther doesn't care about the business. And for you to push someone that doesn't care about the business, that doesn't enjoy the business, that is just going through the emotions, like I mentioned before, is actually detrimental. When I was talking about Nick Fuentes, I was talking about the image. That if you're a public figure, you're a celebrity, you're a wrestler, being a wrestler already kind of makes you a celebrity in a way. In a way, right? You are like a world champion or like intercontinental champion, whatever. The eyes are on you, and people are going to. One of the problems also with wrestling is that everything is like public in social media, like all the tantrums on Twitter, like the wrestlers lashing out at their fans or at other wrestlers, and you can tell that sometimes they do it and it's like jokes and funny, but a lot of time they're like triggered and they're trying to cope by saying that they're joking. For example, Gunther, you thought the video or the videos that he was making as in like, oh, I don't care about wrestling, it's just my job, whatever, I could get anything, like I could become someone that cooks, I love cooking, like I don't really care about wrestling. You think people? Why do you think people don't care about Gunther? First of all, he has no charisma. He's overpushed to the moon. He's overrated by the whole industry, by Triple H. But also, he doesn't care about the product. Why the fuck? And yes, I said fuck. Would I cheer for someone that doesn't care about the product, that doesn't like wrestling? Not in kayfabe, but like really like IRL. Doesn't really like enjoy it or just, oh, I know wrestling, oh, it's fun, oh, whatever, but I really don't care. That is over pushed to the moon, that gets everything he wants, that made John Cena tap out like it was nothing, right? Who's old and who has no future. Why will we care for him? Why do we like, why would we even boo him? Why care? Like he's literally invisible. Nobody cares about him. The one who people hate right now is Triple H. I could even argue, regardless of what Gunther said, because he's a loudmouth. He talks too much. Like one of the things about wrestlers that I loved in the past it was the mystique. Like you didn't really see them talking on Twitter or like posting or like whatever. You really interviews with wrestlers were really rare. Like getting to know them like IRL kinda was really rare. It wasn't something very common. But nowadays everyone's talking, and that kills the mystique of the character. Like in this day and age, the Undertaker will literally be a jobber, and you're like, oh, but he's big. Bro, he will be a jobber because you can tell. And I love the Undertaker. I respect him. He's one of the greatest of all time. But he's like a cuckold, and the more you know about someone, the less you want to. Well, the less you want to know, the less you care because, I mean, people are trash. People are boring, and people have bad opinions, and that's fine. For the most part, people are like that. But if you're a wrestler, people only care about like your in-ring performances and your storylines and your promos. They don't really want to get to know you. They shouldn't get to know you. It's like, bro, the same thing with actors, with Hollywood stars. Why are they less popular right now? Because you can tell why they think they're preachy, they're moralistic, They're holier than thou. They think they're better than you. They think of you as like some sort of like ant or cockroach or worm that they can just stomp and move on with their lives. That's one of the issues. Back in the day, you didn't know crap about wrestlers, about the Undertaker, about Kane. Oh my God, they you thought like they were some kind of like superheroes and super villains, like but in an edgy, badass way that you had no idea. You didn't know much about them. You could get like it's what I'm always saying. You could get lost in like the story. Like you could believe that it was real. Like you could like I don't know, get lost in your imagination. It will be wild. It's a wild thing that is difficult for me to put into words to explain. Right? My main issue is that I know where things are going, and wrestling is basically going to die. It is going to die, and it sucks. And what I suggest you people is you should literally stop watching wrestling. You should literally boycott WWE Raw, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, everything. Everything. And trust me, I think there's a chance that things may get better and they may have to learn the hard way. Because sadly, most people only learn the hard way. You had to, they had to lose money, they had to be like struggling, homeless, and all that to learn what's up. I know that because well, I'm a guy that is learning the hard way about a lot of things in life. And I'm actually trying to adapt, trying to change, trying to get better because I don't really want my future to be, well, filled with nothingness, to be empty, to be void. I want to be someone, I want to make money. But at the same time, I want to be someone that enjoys what they're doing, that respects their fans, that's not really greedy, that's just using their money to survive. I don't want a yacht or a mansion or $100 million. Like I don't want to become rich. I just want decent amount of money and to live peacefully. Maybe get a waifu, whatever. Not like marriage because I'm against that. If they change the rules or whatever the contract, maybe, or maybe a prenup. But I just want to live peacefully, to be left alone. I'm not very social. I mean, I am social, but I don't really like try to reach people unless I'm super bored. I don't really try to like socialize. I'm quite talkative, as you can see, obviously, but I don't really. But yeah, that's my goal. But when it comes to people like Triple H, Vince, and all that, his father, they have a legacy. They have an image that they have to protect. Wrestling should remain. It should actually remain being something with a high amount of viewers, loyal fans, people that love the product. Because nowadays you can easily say that it's trash, and almost everyone will agree with you. Papa H is not cooking. It's like the wrestling product is complete trash. Absolutely, like objectively trash, objectively bad. You can't opinion on it. You can't. It is complete absolute trash and garbage. Nobody likes it. Nobody with a brain likes it, right? Everyone who likes wrestling is stupid, is retarded, and has a negative IQ. Literally. How would you like it if I went out there and said that my audience was garbage, that they sucked, that they didn't have good taste? I would basically lose all my subscribers, everything. Well, I don't have anything, but imagine if I did that being famous, being someone. Imagine if I went out there, oh, my audience is trash. Oh, they all suck. I don't care. Screw you. Blah 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 blah. Imagine that. Oh, and even like, he's joking. Like, if you say it as a joke, but like, really, they will call me egotistical. They will like unsubscribe. I will lose followers. I will lose everything. It's just stupid. What do you expect? Like, if you call people out, you tell them they're stupid. The people who respect you or who respected you because they no longer respect you. Or respecting you, yeah, you know. I just don't believe it. For me, it's really hard to believe that Triple H is this stupid, this incompetent. I'm amazed. I thought he really knew about the product. He's been a wrestler for like decades, like John Cena. Basically a legend. And I thought but I don't get it. I'm assuming that he's like too comfortable, like he's too cocky. Oh, we have $1 million. Like it's like the people with SNK with fighting games. Oh, we're giving you a lot of money. First of all, they're not using all that money to like develop video games. They're barely doing anything. They're just giving you a half-assed product. Fatal Fury, like City of the Wolves, great game, amazing game, but at the end of the day, it's complicated for me to explain. Would you think just because you're like being handed out like a lot of money, then suddenly that you're cool, that people are gonna respect you? One thing I mentioned in my Nick Fuentes video, and I actually have to talk about it here. I said that it was a problem that he was rich. And I also said that, yeah, he did earn his money. I think he did. I'm pretty sure that he did, right? And he deserves some props, obviously. But it's okay if you're like rich, as long as you're someone that's working hard, as long as you're someone that's having a good image, being an amazing person. Like, you can say whatever you want about Vince. Oh, the controversies, whatever. But people respect him. And regardless of his opinions, regardless of whatever politically, regardless of what he did allegedly, because at the end of the day, I don't really care. You could tell that he cared. He cared about the audience for the most part. Like, he showed he cared. Maybe he stopped caring because he got cocky like Triple H because he had so much money and he got tired of caring. People change. People can betray you in a heartbeat. People can literally like they can just stop pretending and just show you their true colors, and they're usually bad colors, by the way, like red and black, just depressing like gray. They can backstab you like all that. People can betray you anytime, any place. But if you were like a good person, let's say you and I were friends, right? And this has to do with the video, trust me. And for the most part, you were like awesome, amazing. And then one day you're like, oh, I hate you, you suck, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Maybe something happened, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna respect you like fully, but I'm gonna be like, wait, but this guy did amazing things and he was a friend, he was there for me, so maybe he became a schizo, but in like a bad way, not in like a edgy, cool way. He became paranoid or whatever, or I don't know, he just became retarded. But I'm like looking back at what they did, like they were awesome, they were cool. That's basically the same thing with Vince. You can, yeah, you can say whatever about the last years of Vince, but you can also understand that uh, it's a complicated thing, right? And before I end the video, I'm gonna speak real quick about Roman Reigns because I'm getting a bit tired, sorry, and I'm a bit sick too. Hopefully the audio is well because I really like I'm really trying here. I'm struggling to even like stand. Listen, Roman Reigns, the same thing with Cena. Potential that was missed. And also a lot of to blame has to do with Roman Reigns not being able to cut good promos and not being able to understand what his character should be or what people really want. Or I don't know, it's a bit complicated because as I say with wrestling, you are given a script, you're given something, and you can only make as much as possible with what you're given. But like, it also depends a lot on what you're given. For example, John Cena, right? Because this video is about him, and I'm gonna go back to Roman Reigns. He was given this Superman persona. I love the children. I love kids. C Nation, and he did what he could with that. Like the best thing, like how do I put it? He maximized the how the because it is a very complicated subject. He squeezed the hell out of what he could get from being a Superman. He did his best. He played his role to the fullest with all his heart, right? He squeezed all the potential, all the everything, all the fans that could like him because he played that role. Like he did what he could with what he had, the best he could, right? And why am I saying this? Well, Roman Reigns like the promos he was giving about the beanstalk. You remember the beanstalk? I'm gonna punch you. You're a giant, Big Show, and the beanstalk tree, blah blah blah, and the suffering succotash. You remember that too? That was like Vince. That was all Vince, and actually that helped destroy Roman Reigns' image. As much as people wanna hate him for whatever, for having no charisma, for like not being a great wrestler, Roman Reigns had amazing potential that was kind of capitalized upon, but it was also kind of wasted, and that's Vince's fault, and that's also Triple H's fault. Triple H's. So Roman Reigns now is, with movies, getting into Hollywood, and same with Cody Rhodes. I could go on, but I had to wrap this up. I had to like end it, and hopefully the audio is good. Wrestling is going to die. Okay, you wanna hear the truth? You want me to tell you what's up? Wrestling is gonna die. Wrestling is basically probably getting a diagnosis of, hey, you have, like, you're terminally ill. Sorry, terminally ill with cancer. There's a cancer in wrestling. That's Triple H. He has to get removed, sadly, from the business. Maybe like send him backstage or like whatever. Send him to like clean the room or clean the floors or like whatever. Be a janitor. Like just get him out of my face. Get him out of everyone's face, and replace him with someone better, someone that knows what to do. But also, at the end of the day, I don't know. I think it is getting too late. I think they're doing too much harm. And remember, once you damage a product to an extent, you can never go back. There's no repairing. Remember that when you repair things, they are never going to go back to what they were before, right? It's like the thing, you break a vase, right? Wing, you break a vase, and then once you break that vase, it you can never get it back to its original state. Like it's gonna be leaking. Like, oh, you put it back together like it's from like glass. Oh, you put it back together, but it's gonna have like it's gonna be leaking water or wine or whatever you want to drink from it. So you like kind of like keep it together and then you replace it with like something different. So something different. Sorry. I think that's what wrestling has to do. But if I'm to be honest with you, the reason I say that it's gonna die and it's basically kind of dead right now, it's like a walking zombie, is because I don't think that they're gonna make the changes that they need to do quick enough. It's gonna be too late. By the time they realize that fans hate them, they don't respect them, they don't care about wrestling, that AEW is surpassing them. Like, if I can talk better about AEW, comparing it to WWE, you know it's over, bros. F in the chat, F in the comments. It's dead. It's dead. It's gonna die. I predict that wrestling is gonna die, and there's no way back. There's no saving this business. There's nothing we can do. I don't want to be like, oh, depressive, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I want to be positive, but I also have to be realistic. One of the things about me and my channel is that I am a realistic person. I say the truth, no matter how much it hurts, and I try to in a way hide my power level because I don't want to be too rough. It has nothing to do with views or my audience. No, I don't want to be too rough. I want to appear as human. I don't want to be like this cyborg who just says things and feels nothing, right? But wrestling is gonna die, bro. It's over. It's so over. And honestly, I hope it doesn't. I don't want it to die. No one that's a true wrestling fan wants this to die, to become a niche, to become something that's not mainstream, that's not respected. That if you like wrestling, if there's a guy that likes wrestling and you're making fun of him, he deserves it. Oh, why? Because and I'll explain. Before YouTube does whatever, because YouTube is weird and the AI bots that reviews your videos. I'll explain. Allow me to explain first before you do anything, stupid YouTube bots. If I like a product that tells me I'm stupid and insults me and tells me I'm brainless and that I have no good taste, right? And all wrestling fans are like dumb and you know marks and neckbeards. Do you think I am intelligent or do you think I'm stupid? It's like if I like a girl that puts me in the friend zone and uses me and belittles me and treats me like a cuckold, like a simp, like basically a walking wallet. Do you think if I respect her and I follow her and I, whatever, I am basically her slave? Do you think I'm stupid or do you think I'm smart? It's pretty. Again, I said I was gonna wrap this video up, but this is so interesting. This is such an interesting subject to me. But anywho, wrestling is going to die sadly, and there's nothing we can do about it. In the way that we can really improve the product ourselves, unless we speak with our wallets. If we start to like cancel our memberships, I'm sorry I have to say, I really do. I don't like saying this, but we have to cancel Netflix, all everything, Amazon, whatever the wrestling is on. I don't really care. I don't remember. I don't really care. Like unsubscribe from the YouTube channel, do whatever. Like all that. Like show them a premonition of their future. Show them what can happen. Losing fans, losing millions, and the product becoming a joke. And that Vince McMahon will be like rotting in his grave, like, oh my God, how dare you, Triple H? Oh, you killed wrestling. Show them what could actually happen. Show them what's coming for them. I encourage every single one of you to go and watch C-Jax, the YouTuber. He really cares about wrestling, all that. And you can tell he's really grateful for super chats and all that. Yeah, all that. I'm spamming that word. Who cares? That phrase. But watch people that review wrestling and that tell you the truth, that tell you to stop watching. If anyone on YouTube tells you to stop watching wrestling, they're based. They're based, and you should like watch them instead of the product. And I'm not telling you go donate like whatever, bro. You don't wanna. You don't need to donate. You don't have to donate. You don't do anything. Just go watch them. Go like listen to what they're saying. If they say a show was good, then it was good. If they say it was bad, it is bad because they're true wrestling fans. The only kind of fan that's gonna tell you that you should stop watching wrestling like me are the people that really care about it. So stop watching wrestling until it gets better. That's all I had to say. The same thing I said about video games. Stop watching wrestling until it gets better. Says don't give a single penny to Triple H or his goons. Just stop. Boycott everything about wrestling. Watch it on like YouTube. Watch it like highlights, whatever. Like that's fine. You're like, I mean, or better yet, just watch reviews. Don't even watch YouTube. Like the highlights. Don't even like just watch reviews or like. I mean, I guess the highlights. You're not really giving them that much money with views. It's whatever. I get it, and it's free for like you don't have to pay for it to watch a YouTube video. So okay, yeah, you can watch the highlights or whatever on YouTube. Don't watch the show. Don't pay to watch wrestling. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not telling you to pirate it. You can do it legally. You watch the highlights. They put the show on YouTube or the highlights, bro. It's not worth it. Like you're not missing out on anything. It's not worth it to watch a full show, 3 hour, 4 hour show. Like it's not worth it. It's all trash. It's all filler. Nothing happens. Nobody cares. It's all full of jobbers and nobodies that no one cares about. And the real people that deserve to be pushed like LA Knight, they get cheated on. So it really doesn't matter. Trust me. It's not worth it. You're not missing out, bro. Trust. And yeah, sadly, this is going to be my last video about wrestling until I see wrestling improve. Uh, if wrestling gets better and it actually becomes mainstream, it actually becomes relevant again, I'll return. But this is the last time that I'm gonna speak about wrestling. Thank you, John Cena. You know, I always thought that you as a wrestler were cringe, but you as a person, I can respect you. I respect you. I love it. You can't stop thinking about John Cena. Shout out to C-Jax again. And Wrestling Jesus and Smart Busters once more. Guys that really like made it fun for wrestling enjoyers with their reviews when I wasn't really watching wrestling that much. And Yeah. Uh, fuck Cody Rhodes. Uh, who else? Fuck Gunter. Fuck Triple H. And peace.